Hello, hello, hello. Hey friends, if you're here watching this replay, thank you so much for stopping by and checking this out. My name is Svava Brooks. I am a trauma coach. What does that mean? Well, I love to hang out here on Periscope and YouTube and walk my fellow survivor thrivers on the healing journey through my book, One Day, One Page at a Time. But if you would like to check out my work, you can visit my website, svavabrooks.com, where you can learn more about my one-on-one coaching, my groups, and my books, and some of the other services that I offer to others who, like myself, found some helpful tools along the way. And support groups were such an important part of my healing journey. And that's why I love to support a community dialogue. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're here live, then please say hello. Please let me know that you're here. And just so you know, I got 2 live streams going here. One Periscope, hello friends, and over on YouTube. I'm going to do my best to keep an eye on the live chat. But if you'd like to join the conversation on YouTube, you can go and search for the name of my book, and you should find my channel and our live stream chats. But just before I switch over into the topic of the day, I am here twice a week, same time, same place, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and would love to have you join us. Join the conversation in the chat and the community. And to support our work here, we also have a closed Facebook group. So, did I forget anything, my friends? So, hey, Wanda. Hey, friend. How are you doing? Hey, Sue. Hey, Rob. How are you guys? Yeah, I am still visiting Phoenix, Arizona. I'll be heading home tomorrow. So, and about time. It started raining. And it was thunderstorm here today. It's been in the 80s, so it's been nice. I don't know if you guys see, I got a little sun this weekend. Even though I try to stay out of the sunshine, too much is not good for us, but it's been raining today. Been raining here in Phoenix, Arizona, but I am ready to go home tomorrow. It's been lovely. Change of scenery, change of pace is always good, and I have enjoyed it thoroughly, I have to say. Being a mom of 3, yeah, I actually was just talking to a friend of mine in Texas who lives near where we have met up before, my friends, and she has 2 kids and she homeschools, and I was telling her, I said, you're probably jealous how getting away. We love our kids, it's not that, but yes, getting away. And I'm happy to report my foot is healing beautifully. So all that resting, right? I've had no excuse but to keep that foot elevated. So I'll be up and running in no time. But I did meet someone or heard from someone this weekend that told me it's probably going to take 2 months. Anybody else have experienced a broken toe? I know Wanda has, but they all say it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. Yes, right, steady on, that's it. This place here where my mom lives, they have a gym, and I found a bike, so I was able to exercise a little bit, you know, just hobbling out there in one sneaker and my support shoe. Oh my God, hilarious, right? But I got on the bike and I did some weights, so no excuse. Yes, lifelong ailment. No, Rob. No, I'm not going to have a broken toe forever. Okay, you have a broken toe. See, Rob, this is why I'm taking a break. This is a whole new normal for Svava. You guys know me, right? And I bought the support for my foot because that's what they said, that, you know, you need to keep your toes from moving. Obviously, the bone is healing. So, Rob, you got to stay off your feet and support that toe until it's healed. Hey, friend, thank you for joining us. If you're here looking for some help and some support, we're happy to support you in any way that we can. And if you have any questions about healing or trauma, if I don't know the answer to your question, I will pass it on to our community, and I'm sure we can come up with a helpful suggestion. So it's a team effort here. Let's see, I'm leaning in here so I can see what's going on. 2 years, Rob? You've had a broken toe for 2 years? Ouch. Rob says, I didn't take a break and I didn't use support and now it's bent. Well, and this is not this is not a medical advice at all, okay? Not a medical doctor. Yes, okay, it is healed. Yeah. But I found it helped to tape them, like to tape the broken toe next to the one next to it for support. So maybe you should try that. Before you knew about self-care. Yes, exactly. That's what the doctor said, yes. And I actually chatted with someone in our tribe that I know that's a doctor. She said the same thing. She said, tape your toe. So that's what I'm doing. I still have my toe taped. All right, switching gears. Trauma healing. Well, breaking our toes is some kind of trauma, and it can be traumatic when all your schedule is like put on hold or life as you know it. It's interesting once you start to talk to people about broken bones, everybody's got a story about a broken bone, right? The same way we all have a story about our broken hearts or our hurts. And that's part of our healing too, right? Is to talk about it. Get it out. You're not alone. Say that 10 times. Yeah, you got me, Wanda. You got me, friend. You got me. So let's see here. I'm going to head on over to our YouTube group page and set up our topic for today. And just to those that are watching or joining us, I post the page of the day from the book in our closed Facebook group. See, 365 days, and we are on day 323. But it's okay. You can join us anytime because each conversation is independent. Each day is a new day, new challenge, right, friends? But today, safe people are accepting, right? We're going to talk about safe people, whether it's accepting of your boundaries, right? Safe people are accepting, whether it's accepting of your boundaries, your story, your voice, your imperfections, your priorities, your healing. They accept you as you are. And that is what safe love feels like. And I'm not just talking about, yes, partnerships, intimate relationships, but just, feeling safe. Yeah, love should never be conditional. Unfortunately, many of us felt not safe with the people we grew up with, and those were the people that we were like, is that love? It doesn't feel like love. We get very confused about what love is. Let me continue here. When you don't have to change yourself or to be something you are not out of fear of losing them, when you know you can be yourself and then know that they will love you for that. They love you for being you. So, right, how do we recognize safe people? I don't know about you, but in the beginning of my healing journey, I'm sorry, healing after Trump. No, we're not talking about politics. Someone said on Periscope that they misread my title. I'm sorry. We could all use some healing after politics all over the world right now. I think being very selective about what I'm watching on the news because it is traumatizing. Yes, I know, you're funny. Yeah, I know, you're kidding. We love sense of humor here, so we need to make light. Yes, yes, I hear you. Let's see here. So what I was saying, here's how we recognize safe people on our healing journey after trauma. It's hard for us to recognize safe people because I don't know about you, but I trusted all the wrong people because most of the people around me were not safe. So that was normal. And so actually people that were kind and safe and generous, I had a hard time trusting them. Yes, I'm happy to answer any questions as long as they are related to trauma and healing. Hey, John. Hey, friend. Just to let you know, we are basing our conversation on my book. And feel free to visit my website if you'd like to learn more about me. Take a quick peek. Yeah, if you think I'm a scam, someone said, is life coaching a good scam? I understand, but I encourage you to find out for yourself. You have been here before. Awesome. Welcome back, John. So I'm being distracted. Like I said, I got 2 live streams going on right here. I'm doing my best to stay focused and keeping an eye on the chat. So safe people, they earn your trust by walking their talk, not giving up on you if you're imperfect, supporting and validating you, adding positive energy to your life and giving you as much as you give to them. Go ahead, John. Fire away. I'll do my best to answer your question. So the 2 questions that I'm posing to our group today, and anybody here, feel free to jump in. So who in your life, right? Because we often need role models. Like growing up, I didn't know what a safe person looked like. So I started looking for people. It's like, well, that looks pretty safe, right? And I learned from other people. That's why, again, support groups are powerful. So who around you in your life walks their talk, right? They don't just talk, but they actually walk and live out of, right, what they are sharing, teaching. And who adds positive energy to your life? 2 questions. So let me see here. John asked a question, and then I'll go back to the YouTube stream here. I wanted to ask, I have a family member of my family who is toxic and it lasted many years. I want to give up on that person. What should I do? Well, my friend, after a while, we have to make a choice, right? If they are toxic, if it's not a 2-way, right, relationship, they aren't loving, caring, and supportive, right? Then I recommend often, even if it's family members, I call it, we sometimes have to divorce people. It's like, that's a hard boundary. I'm not willing to hang out if you're dumping on me, blaming on me, judging me, right? And if it's all about them and their drama, yes, my friend John, I kindly pull away. Absolutely. And that's, yes, I suspected. Thank you, Jordan. Hey, John, I hear you. He says, John says, it's my sister to be precise. How can I distance myself from that? I hear you, friend. So I'm going to turn it over to the tribe over here on YouTube. I'm going to ask them, friends, can we give John some suggestions about how to maybe set a boundary or pull back from a relationship with a sister that is toxic? You're welcome, John. You're welcome. And I'm going to scroll through the chat here. Hey, Elizabeth is here. And I thought I saw Donna popping in. Hey, Donna. Oh, I hear you. She's not serious about her medical condition. That's hard. That's tough, John. I hear you. I hear you. Good to see you here, Donna. Popping in for a moment. You're important in our lives too. Thanks, sweet friend. And she's very negative and destructive. Yes. Well, let me just, people, right, aren't born that way. Most people don't even know that they are destructive, negative, or dysfunctional. At some point along the way, for them, it served a purpose. Maybe they somehow got their needs met or got attention from being this negative. And if we, struggle with taking care of ourselves or not sure how to do it, or how to break out of the cycle maybe, then unfortunately it tends to spill over into the other relationship, people closest, sometimes people like us who, right, by extension, this is my sister, this is my brother, right, or this is my partner, or this is my family member. But there comes a time, John, right, when we have to choose our well-being, and you do it with as much love and kindness as you can. I call it being loving and firm. Other members of my family, I don't know how to deal with. I hear you, John. Hey, John, you need to come and get to hang out with us. There's a whole tribe here that, yes, I'm going to share with you some of the comments that they're sending for you. Rob says, Rob is in the UK. I don't know where you are, John. Rob says, listen to that Brene Brown, and she just says, tell them up front and place firm boundaries. Hey, great. Awesome. We got someone from France. We have Spain in the house too. We have UK in the house. Yep. I got the YouTube chat is open, Jordan. I don't know how to open it here, but it's open there. I have two screens in front of me. So, and if you guys want to head on over to YouTube and search for the live chat, just do a search for the name of my book, and you will find the conversation there. And let's say Sue says here for you, John, she says, taking care of yourself first is a help in setting boundaries. Hey, Tony. Okay, got it. Got it. Thank you. Restream. See, that's new to me. Jordan, I need a tech person. Technology is my least favorite part of the work I do, but I love it because I can talk to people all over the world, right? You're welcome. Thank you, Jordan. I wrote that down. I'm going to look that up. Okay, cool. Thank you. I will look into that. Let's see here. I get if someone close to you is sick and they need support and help, but I don't get when someone refuses to help themselves. Yes. Well, I would say, John, that's clearly we have permission to walk away. And you can explain why. You can be loving but firm. And just like Sue is saying here, in taking care of yourself first is a help in setting boundaries. Then we decide step by step what we are prepared to accept from them and what we're willing to do for them, right? We can't force people to change. We can't force or push people to do anything, right? We can only take care of ourselves. And sometimes that's how we model the best way for others to take care of them. It's like we show them how we are taking care of ourselves. Exactly. There you go. We cannot help anyone if my path is destructive. That's right. And we just talked about this last time we were here, my friends, right? Like they do on the airplane, we put our oxygen mask on first, and then we put oxygen on or help the person next to us or the child or whoever might be dependent on us. And then, yeah, absolutely. Good, John. Happy to support you. John says, thank you, tribe. Absolutely. Let's see here. Wanda says, sometimes you must love the distance. Find your family, people that accept and respect your boundaries, and leave the relatives alone. Yes. Even if not an alcoholic, the 12 and 12 is amazing. Yes. Yes, I can see you, friend. Just too many moving parts right now. Thank you, John. Yep, that's it. I'm here. I just show up being me and see who wants to hang out, right? I've been doing Periscope and YouTube. This is my second year. Whew, it's gone by fast. And because I know how conversations about this helps people, it would have helped me so much. Thank you, John. If I had found online conversations like this when those many, many moons ago, when I was still struggling in many ways. And trust me, I still have my people, because we all have our up and down days. We all need support. Rob says, tell John hi. Big life moment, and don't envy him, but it's greater later. That's right. Elizabeth says, some people are shocked when you assert your boundaries. I will continue doing that. Works just fine. Absolutely, Elizabeth. I know exactly what you mean. There's been two people in my life, especially two people. Rob, John says, thank you. But yes, it was the hardest thing ever to set a boundary with these people, to just say, no, I don't want your advice. Some of the best people in the world you will meet while in recovery. You're absolutely right. That's what I keep telling my tribe. Hey, Britt. That's what I keep telling you guys. If this world is going to an end, guess who I want on my team? You guys. I want you guys on my team because you guys get it. We get it. So I'm so sorry to hear that, Britt. Hang in there, my friend. There you go. Good for you. Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yep, you take care of you and let your parents handle their life. Okay, you're welcome, John. Like I said, I am here Tuesdays and Thursdays, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So feel free to join us anytime. Let's see here. Rob says, bombshells and flying monkeys when I dared to ask my cousin to respect me and not tell racist jokes. Now we even don't speak. Well, I hear you, friend, right? That's it. When we stand up for ourselves and our values and our beliefs, so important. And then, right, that's when we get it. Clearly not my people, clearly not my tribe, clearly not someone that I want to hang out with or put energy into. So that's exactly it. And unfortunately, like I said in the beginning, that because of our childhood, because perhaps we grew up in a dysfunctional home or were abused or traumatized, then we don't know that we have a choice. Like some of this was so normal. It was hard to make that distinction, right? And to know that we can speak up and then to find our voice. So then having a space like this where we can hear from other people and recognize, oh no, it is okay to speak up. And yeah, no, we don't have to stay connected and engage with our families that are dysfunctional or even abusive. I'm putting on my favorite scarf that everyone made fun of. I'm sorry, friend. Britt, you do you, my friend. You do you. That's what we do here. Rob says, my first lesson in boundaries and narcissistic family patterns. Yes, yes. And that's it. That's it, my friend. You know, learning. Open up to learn. And that's the good news. We are learning so much about trauma, healing, attachment, like how all of that impacted us as children and how we end up believing some of those things and living out of them as they are truth. Very often take blame for things that aren't even ours to take blame for. Good. I'm glad you like our energy. There's nothing but love and acceptance here, Britt. Nothing but love and acceptance. So I'm glad you're feeling that. Glad you're feeling that love. I'm always sending love. Elizabeth says, I find it sad that some good people are so enmeshed with a dominant narcissist that you can't really have a relationship with them. Too focused on the narc. Yes, Elizabeth, and it's a survival strategy. They're in survival mode, right? There is a dysfunctional attachment going on and they may not know it. They may not know it, but once you see that, exactly like a wounded animal, they heal differently. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and that's the important part. And that's why it's even may feel like the hardest thing that we will do is to set boundaries with people that are not healthy or contribute to our life. Yes, maybe the scariest thing we will do. It's so important that we find a way and that with support, we find a way to break away from that because it literally brainwashes you. And then, with your mind, it hardwires into our nervous system. So, all right, Britt. Hey, Jack, we're talking about healing after trauma. So I'm glad that you're here. We're talking about safe people. And so now I'm going to switch over to our group. The two questions we're talking about how to recognize safe people. I asked who walks their talk in your life because often we need role models. And who adds positive energy into your life. So I'm going to share with you guys now who the people in the closed Facebook group have commented and shared their thoughts about this. And Wanda says here, she says, currently I live a very secluded social life as it relates to people I interact with daily. However, I do have people in my life via the internet that are my life, some right here in this tribe, and that are walking the walk. So I'll talk about the qualities that I see in those people. I see them living in the moment, accepting all parts of themselves, sitting with the difficult parts, space, and time. I see them offering support through modeling healthy behaviors of self-compassion, setting healthy boundaries, and creating the life they desire. My children add positive energy to my life, watching my daughter creating the life she wants professionally and seeing how she's following her passion of creating a visual through the lens of a camera. That's beautiful, Wanda. Beautiful, friend. Thank you so much for sharing that. And that's exactly it, right? For so many of us, we maybe don't have a huge group, in our lives that we socially interact with every day, because when we're on our healing journey, it suits us to pull back, because it's very often in those social engaged communities where we have been, like our old way of being has shown up. So as we are changing, right, kind of our circle of friends and influence and who we want to hang out, it changes. So I'm glad that you are finding some of those qualities that you're looking to embody and embrace in yourself, right? Because that's it. That's what we borrow from each other in these groups. It's like, I didn't know how to express my feelings. It's like, no, I'm not going anywhere near that. But then sitting in the space or being in a group where you see other people write about it or talk about it and share their ups and downs, and you're like, oh, okay, I get it. I can see myself in some of that. I have those thoughts. I have those feelings. And if she has those thoughts and feelings and she is making some changes going through this process like that, maybe there's a chance for me. I can see how self-compassion is helping her. I can see since she started setting boundaries, it has helped her. And again, really, we're learning how to kind of grow up again. We are walking ourselves through some stages of development that we didn't have as children. So it takes a lot of courage. So I want to celebrate you, Wanda. I want to celebrate you for your wisdom and clarity, and recognizing, okay, I'm starting to see what it looks like, right? First, we need the information, and then we're slowly integrating it, slowly starting to embody it, slowly starting to make our choices out of that. You for you in your life. Thank you so much. Let me take a quick peek back here. Yes. Hey, Donna. Yes, and healing can take a lot of energy too. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Donna says, yes, John, jump in. The water is fine. Well, friends, right? You've all been here when you first came on this. Like, what is this woman rattling about? What the heck are they talking about? What is going on? What are you trying to sell? What are you preaching and pushing? It's okay. It's okay. Just hang out and see what we're up to. Take your time. Take your time. No rush. No rush. So thank you, friends. Let's see here. Sue shared with us next. Sue said, because so many of the people who are in my life are internet friends, my first thought was how easy it can be to project a good image by what we put onto the screen. Absolutely right, Sue, right? So much of social media is about the best in people's lives. So it takes time to be sure who walks their talk. And of course, it's easier to know when we can see people in real life in different situations. Because people who walk their talk will be themselves wherever we see them and will have an integrity that can be trusted. I think the honesty in this group is unusual and special. And we've been able to see each other on good days and bad. So there are a number of friends here who I believe really walk their talk. Yes, my friend, absolutely. It is tricky. It is tricky to recognize, you know, when we are just seeing the glossy, right, the shiny on their best day, right? But after a while, I think the more we experience real deep heart-to-heart conversations about, you know, what life is really about, and even when it's hard, I would much rather talk about and sit with someone even if they're having a hard time, instead of like, no, I'm fine, everything's fine, no, I'm doing great, right? Not to say, right, that we also can respect and honor that people are keeping things close if they're going through some really hard time or hardship or even trauma, and we share it maybe afterwards. But again, there's that discernment, and for us just to recognize, like, yeah, this relationship, this works. Okay, we're just gonna talk about the weather or whatever. But in these relationships, this context, you know, we are going to go deeper. We're going to talk about some real stuff, and it's not always going to be fun or pretty, and that's okay. That's okay. And Sue goes on here to say, she says, to actually name 2 examples in my life. She says, Sue, my spiritual director and friend, has supported me through thick and thin for the past 10 years. And despite my difficulties and my spirituality, she has never wavered in that and always accepts me just as I am. Beautiful. Beautiful. It's so amazing when you have that history, right? And then Sue goes on to say, she says, and I have been with Svava in a number of different situations now, right? We've been traveling together and got to hang out. And she says, and as we know, and I can confirm, she definitely walks her talk. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Really appreciate you saying that. Certainly do my best to show up as real and as authentic as I can. And I had so much fun hanging out with you in Iceland. I got to be the tourist and share in your joy and your learning. It was beautiful. She goes on to say, the person who adds the most positive energy in my life is my friend and neighbor, Yvonne. She is always herself, full of wisdom and with a bubbly, childlike sense of humor. She always supports me, never lets me take life too seriously for too long. And she's loved by all the children in the area. She's a puppet entertainer. That's awesome. I love puppets. She says here, we couldn't be more different in so many ways, but we share our cat and meals most days, and we are so good for each other. That's it, right? That's really a hallmark of a safe person, I would say, Sue. You can be very different, but you accept each other for who you are. Don't try to change or push or pressure. So I so appreciate this. You're sharing this, Sue. That's beautiful. So beautiful. Yes, you get to know folks when you live with them, that's for sure. Oh, Wanda says, I'm terrified of puppets. I'm so sorry. You didn't have good experiences with puppets? Maybe we should have a puppet show sometime, right? We can all make sock puppets, right? Hey, Ricky. Okay, Donna, I was just about to read your share next. So glad you popped in. We love you too. Go hang out with your hubby. We'll see you soon. I think you would with Yvonne. There you go, Wanda. Maybe Yvonne can come and do a little puppet show for us. Just from TV shows, of course. Spider puppets. Hey, Bashna. I'm doing good. How are you? All right. Good for you, friend. Muppets, there you go. That's right, Wanda. Go watch the Muppets. Good. Thank you. There's a little banter going on here on YouTube. So to those who are just joining us, we are having a conversation about trauma and healing. And feel free to jump in. We're talking about safe people and how it is important for us growing up. If we grow up in dysfunctional homes, we don't know what safety looks like, feels like, sounds like. We need role models. We need to look for other people. Who is a safe person, right? Who around us is a safe person? I'm getting a lot of questions on Periscope tonight if I'm a con artist. So I'm just going to let that sit there. So no, I wouldn't say a lot of questions, but at least a couple. So just hang out, friend. You'll see what we're up to. If you don't like this conversation, you can move on. All right. So let's see here. Donna shared with us, gave me permission to share. She says, in my going on with life persona, I know a lot of people. Some are really at the outer edges of my life, and our interaction is an exchange of pleasantries. Other ladies I have known for years, and yet they're still a stranger to a more authentic me. I feel guilty about such a limited social sphere, but being with people too long typically leaves me hurting or frazzled. The people that add positive energy to my life are among the few online support groups in which I participate. Some I know better than others, but they all walk the talk. I receive positive energy from a few YouTube mental health sites, as well as healers such as Svava, Eckhart Tolle, Gretchen Smeltzer, and Deidre Fay. Beautiful. Beautiful, Donna. I am so happy to hear, right? And that's actually what we've all learned and have found out here, right? Is that we can find healing and support even online. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, and I also recognize that sometimes for us, trauma survivors, when we have really activated nervous systems, right, who we can easily be triggered by other people, by other bodies, right? Because sometimes we don't even know what sets us off. Right? And then sometimes we back off. We don't know what set us off. And then there's good, stay away from negative people. There you go. Do our best to do that. But then we find our self-care, our self-compassion practice where we help ourselves to become grounded again. You sound Californian. Yep, you got it. I'm on the West Coast, was in California for, how long was I in California? 25 years, and now in Oregon, but originally from Iceland. So yes, but I am so happy, Donna, that you have found people that you receive positive energy from. That is key. That is key, right? Because when we feel good, we hear things. Because when we don't feel safe, we shut down, we disconnect, and then we feel disconnected even from what's happening out here, because we are disconnected from what's happening inside of us. We no longer feel safe in our bodies. I take it you don't want callers. No, I don't take callers, but I'm happy to answer questions. If you want to post a question, if you have questions about trauma or healing, I'm happy to see if I can help you by answering that question. I am a trauma coach. Do my best to empower other survivors on the healing journey. But I don't know everything, and if I don't know the answer to your question, I will turn it over to the tribe, a group here, or maybe we can give you some resources or suggestions. So thank you, Donna. But I also wanted to say, you've no need to feel guilty, and maybe can we validate Donna on that? No need to feel guilty for having a small circle. All right. Let's see here. Oh, LD is here. Hey, LD. And Elizabeth says, everyone, do you have any detachment strategies that you purposely do? Good to see you, LD. Good to see you. So, Elizabeth, can you tell us a little more about? Yes, it is hard. Trauma and depression is hard to treat. It takes time. It takes time, and it's on many levels, right? We are multidimensional beings. So absolutely. To understand first, right, what trauma does to us, it impacts everything. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. Absolutely. It can, Dashna. Let's see. I see you, Ricky. Good to see you. Good question. Lots of conversations going on here. In many ways, yes. Until we start healing. How to detach from people when you feel they are not safe, but you are already bonded. Elizabeth, it's helpful to understand, right? And support yourself in separating, right? To remind yourself, even if you have to stay in some way connected to them, if they're part of family, then is to tell yourself, right? That even though you have to be with these people or hang out with them, you're not like them. You're not that you. I'm holding up the book here. Someone was asking. And to remind yourself, right, as you are healing yourself, and like I said, this is where I'm a big fan of inner child work or working with your wounded parts, because in doing that, we develop our adult self who now can intervene on this wounded part or this inner child part who maybe was the one who bonded and was dependent. But as you mature and age and are now grown up, you can be the one holding this part of you safe. And to remind that part, we learned how to be this way. We needed them in the past, but I am here now. I am here now. Is to help to separate, to dissociate, or not dissociate, but to detach in that way. I hope that makes sense, Elizabeth. And for me, how I did that was by really making a priority today, my relationship with my inner child, the little girl inside of me that literally thought she was going to die if she didn't have this relationship with her family. So I had to over and over and over and over again. It's like, hey, sweet girl, I'm here now. I'm your parent now. I am your protector now. And doing this, exchange outside of yourself, whether you're writing to her and asking her what she needs to because she may think, no, we need to stay connected to this person. You can bring her back. You can bring her back. It's like, hey, sweet girl, or hey, little boy, I got you. I got you. I know you want mom or dad or sister or brother, right? But that's not helpful. That's not healthy. So when we then become the part that this wounded part of you can attach to, right? I hope that makes sense, Elizabeth. Let's see, question from Ricky. Let's see here. She says, I don't feel safe with certain family members, yet I have to talk to them about things, and I am scared. I am sorry to hear that. I am sorry to hear that, Ricky. How can I open up and talk to unsafe family members about sensitive matters? Hey, Ricky, I'm scrolling down here. I feel out of respect. I need to, and I also, my brother's Saudi, I should tell them I need their support. That's was going to be my suggestion, Ricky. That is a tough question. Is there any way you can find some support from anyone in your family to support you? And if not, how can you best prepare yourself to minimize the need to be with that person? And like the advice or the suggestion I gave Elizabeth would be to how can you prepare the part of you that maybe is scared? You literally practice, maybe even writing out what you need to say. And also then become aware in your body when that wounded part, when that hurt part maybe takes over in your body. Is there a way you can work with her? I know you've done some inner child work to ask that wounded part, that hurt part, to stay home. Because if they're the ones that don't feel safe around this person, and you work with your body and through self-compassion maybe and some tapping, and to remind your body that you are here now, you are the grown-up now, you are going to keep your body safe, you're going to keep keep you safe. So is it, so I'm not getting if your brother is the one you're going to ask for support, or if your brother is the person that you're scared of. So absolutely. And the same thing like we talked about or said earlier, it's like, loving but firm. Ask for what you need. Ask out of respect. That's what I thought. Okay. Yes, your brother is the one supporting you. Excellent. And that's huge. I mean, that's huge help. If you have someone that you can talk to, that they also are aware that you don't like to be alone with this other person, or, if that person is around you, that someone in that space knows how you feel and can be there for you. Yes. Toxic family, I usually expect less than they are able to give so I don't get hurt on a regular basis. I understand, Elizabeth, totally understand. It's actually it's just a healthy sign, Elizabeth, that you have realized that you are only going to hurt yourself by having expectations to get things from your family that they have never given you in the past, and chances are they aren't going to give you now. Yes, yes, Ricky. Yes, yes, absolutely, Ricky. If you are um, looking to speak with someone that you don't feel safe with, absolutely bring a safe person with you. Hey, Bashna, you can't see it because they are on YouTube. So I got Periscope and YouTube going. So if you want to find the chat and the conversation, if you head on over to YouTube and do the search for the name of the book, you will find the live stream, and then you can see the chat. So, and I understand, Ricky, it's not easy. That's my YouTube channel. Yes, yes. It's not easy. So I totally understand. And like I said earlier, it's like, how can you honor the part of you that is feeling the need to speak, like has something to say in a way that, you know, you feel heard. Low expectations, but they're still part of the family circle. Yes, yes. Yeah, exactly. And when we are, when we live in a family that we recognize, you know, I'm gonna be connected to this family, but I'm clearly not gonna get some of my needs met or feel safe or wanna go deeper or share what's really going on with me, then I encourage, you know, my clients and the people that I support, it's like, well, where can you go to build friendships and relationships where, you know, you are being seen, truly seen and heard and validated and celebrated. And it is, you know, a two-way street. People hear you. Don't have to be perfect. Oh my goodness. Most of us here, right? Oh, tried that. It doesn't work. It's exhausting. So Geshmi Lots, welcome, friend. Glad you're here with us. Feel free to introduce yourself and let us know where you're from. That's right. We are supporting you. We are supporting you. And I have to say, for myself and for so many people that I talk to, that's right, Bashnia, nobody's perfect. Is that we want that validation from certain people. We want to, you know, hear from the people that hurt us. Yes, absolutely, LD. She says, and we can always change our minds and decide to not to be a part of that family too. That is hard, but an option always, always, absolutely. And sometimes, you know, you guys know the story. I'm very close to my mom, with my mom today, but I took about 5 years, a break where I didn't speak to my mom. And it was like, it was just, she knew, and it wasn't her fault, meaning she set off all the tapes in my head that doubted myself, that doubted what had happened, that doubted, you know, the changes that I was making, doubted that I had the right to speak up, that I had the right to tell my story, right? So, and I knew I made my family very uncomfortable. So I cut them out of my life for about 5 years. My siblings even longer. And still to this day, I have kind of a respectful distance to some of my family members because it works better for me. And my mental health, my emotional health, my healing is more important to me now. Right? I love them. They're my family, but I'm going to do it from over here. Absolutely. Do I ever talk to them about how you feel? No, I let it go because unless I get that they're going to care about how I feel, then see, I take how I feel to people I know care. I tried, right, to get those people to listen, to understand, to hear, to make it okay. They'd rather not because my emotional upheaval and hurt and anger and outrage made them uncomfortable. And so they were like, can you just stop it? Can you move on? You're making this hard. You're making this family worse, right? Can you just not talk about this? And yes, I have 2 sisters. So after a while, I'm like, okay, I get it. But here's the thing. If you don't want me to be real me, like my inside voice be my outside voice, my honest thoughts and feelings, right? If you don't want to hear that, then guess what? You don't get the rest of me either. Meaning, right? Yes, I meet at family gatherings. I'm, not always. I can be courteous and respectful, but my people are different people. Some family member, Sue says, I just have to keep my distance. Yep, polite but loving. Yes, loving and kind, I say. Loving and firm. And that's it. Once I healed myself and I knew the truth about who I am, I'm kind, generous, respectful person. Respect is important to me. I will give you that. I absolutely will be respectful and kind. Just, you cannot dump on me or make me wrong or judge me for how I live my life. So just let it be. Don't try to make it something if I can't, I guess. Yes, Ricky, for so much of it. It's about acceptance, right? To accept the things we cannot change. And what is it? Other people. We cannot change them. We can only change ourselves. And honor the hurt and find a safe place to express it, right? Write it out. Find a safe place where you can cry, where you can be angry, where you can vent the outrage, right? So important that we get it out. So important that we get it out. But usually the part of us who wants it from those people, that's our wounded self. That's our little girl. So if we can recognize where does it come from, because it's our little child who wants it from certain people who cannot give it to you. Then we just are handing our heart over to the other. Then we're just, right? I know you know enough about that, Ricky, right? The inner child. So, and it takes grieving. It's like grieving the loss of potential, of a possible loving relationship, a dream, the hope as a child that we could get this peace from this person who, you know, brought me into the world or loved and sat with me, or basically, you know, yeah, family members, or maybe even the person that hurt us. Yes, I hear you, LD. Yeah, it is harder around the holidays. It is. It is. And that's why it's good we got each other, my friends. It is good we got each other. So we are not alone. Not alone. Elizabeth says, you wouldn't ask a plumber to do your surgery. Even if he's the best plumber, some people are fun to hang around, but not to share their feelings. You got it. You got it. Hey, Bash. Welcome. Raki, yeah, I've been successful accepting other people, so now another one to work on. Yes, I hear you, Raki. I hear you, friend. I hear you, friend. Absolutely. I've been doing some deep work myself over the last couple of weeks. I think I have about 20 parts in my tribe now. I'm like, oh my goodness. I just didn't know there was that much room for these many parts inside of me. But there they are. There they are, one at a time. I know. I know, Raki. Being let down is sad. Yeah. Absolutely. And we see you, my friend. We see you. We hear you. We get it. So sorry. It sucks. It really ducking sucks, right, LD? I'm sorry. Hey, friends. I pulled a card for us, like we always do. It is life, right? We live in blame-shifting society. Yes. One day, the card of the day, one day she woke up and discovered that she had grown wings. Who needed to see this card today? Who needed this? I'll hold this here in a second. Anybody need this reminder? Yes, Sue, grieving for what could have been is hard. There you go, Ricky. You already, my friend, have everything that you need. And I know you know that, and the tools. Sometimes we just need that loving, gentle reminder. And I'm so glad that you're here, with us. So who else needed to be reminded that you have wings? There are some days where I look in the mirror and I tell myself, yep, today I got my wings on. Today I got my wings on. All right, sweet friends. Actually, I was just thinking on that note, I wanted to share one more thing. Oh, we love you too. We love you too, LD. So here, I pulled out a slide. Some of you have heard this before, so I'm going to read here to you as we wrap up. Who are safe people? A person who accepts me just like I am. A person who loves me no matter how I'm being or what I do. A person whose influence develops my ability to love and be responsible. Someone who creates love and good works within me. Someone who gives me an opportunity to grow. Someone who increases love within me. Someone I can be myself around. Someone who allows me to be on the outside what I am on the inside. Someone who allows me to become the me that God, spirit, universe, whatever you believe in, intended. Someone who helps me become the me I was meant to be. Someone whose life touches mine and leaves me better for it. Someone who touches my life and draws me closer to God created me to be. Someone who helps me love others more. I love this piece. This comes from Save People by Doctors Henry Cloud and John Townsend. I know some of you have seen this before. So, yes, and happy birthday to our Denise, who's not here today. I didn't see Denise. Did she sneak in here and I didn't see her? I did not. Yes, exactly. We send out our love and light to all our tribe, everybody who is part of our group for one time or for a long time. Everybody's welcome here. Everybody's welcome here. So thank you guys for a beautiful hour together. I see we've gone over a little bit. Just so appreciate your sharing your journey, because as you are seeing and feeling, we are helping each other, right? Each time you come in here and you ask a question and you share a struggle, you are inviting, encouraging, empowering someone else. So for that, I thank you. So I'll be back in Portland on Thursday. I'll see you then. Until then, please, thank you so much for the hearts over here on Periscope. I really appreciate that. And please, on YouTube, give me the thumbs up. I really appreciate that. Thanks, guys. Have a beautiful night. Bye, everyone. Take care.